In fact, they look very much on to do so, but they'll need a strong finish to this season as they take on a side that they have a fairly long and storied history against, considering that they are relative newcomers in South Africa's elite. So, early pressure from Kaizer Chiefs has yielded a corner. They are the side to have scored most often from corners this season. They do have 5 goals from corners. Tapeira, despite his height, sometimes looks a little shaky under the high ball, though that is an aspect of his game that has steadily improved as the season has gone on. There's a little flick, helped the ball further into the area, but can't profit upon it this time. Tijani putting the pressure on Solomon, who reads the danger well. Now Lilepo taking on Bunjana.
You're looking at this Tears Galaxy team, you look at the first set piece that they had to defend, they're using mixed marking, they main mark, and then they've got 3 zoners that are looking after that small box. In that instance, they didn't deal with it well, as you were saying about Tapa in goals, that he needs to do better.
Nasho Miguel, who partnered today with Gibnim Simango for the 6th time in succession since that injury to Rushwin Dortley. Kaizer Chiefs have, over the course of the season, had a fair few injury issues that continue to persist at the moment. Dortley's season is over. Reef Frostler, it looks like he won't feature before the end of the campaign comes. Hele, though, fortunately, is just out, we hear, for this game, nursing a little bit of a calf niggle that forced him off at half-time against Abafana.
Speaking about those injuries, I don't think that the one that you're speaking about with Dortley does not only affect Kaizer Chiefs, it also affects the national team, because he's one of those that has been key in that back four for Hugo Broos. But that injury really a blow to the nation and also to Kaizer Chiefs.
Zaimovic went for something extravagant, a man who is a leading scorer for TS Galaxy this season in the league and also 3rd in the Betway Premiership goal-scoring charts. He needs just 1 more goal to become TS Galaxy's best scorer in a single season. He would eclipse a mark set by Spiwa Mahlangu last season when he managed 8 goals. Samir Nukovic also with 8 goals.
He has been magnificent. He has been a great find for TS Galaxy. Good height, can hold up the balls, can finish with his head and also with his feet. With the 12 goals in all competition, has been excellent. That's what he has gifted back to the chairman of TS Galaxy.
50% of his Betway Premiership goals have come via his head. Most headed goals in the league, Zaimovic with 4. Victor Letswalo, briefly in your picture there, has an unbelievable record against Kaizer Chiefs. He has faced them with various clubs 14 times in the top flight and has 7 goals. Chiefs are the side against whom he has scored against the most over the course of his league career.
Yeah, you're looking at him very mobile, speedy, positions himself well. He has got an eye for goal, but for me what stands out is his pace that he uses in behind the opposition defense.
Duba tracking back to intercept. Bit of pressure there on Simango. There's a lot of links between these two teams. Gibnim Simango, former TS Galaxy captain. We have the man playing centre-half for the Rockets currently, Demane, former youth product of Kaizer Chiefs, as Keegan Dolly, former Kaizer Chiefs man, tries to make something happen.
We're going to spend the whole evening trying to explain the Tejani, former product of the Kaizer Chiefs development team. Keegan Dolly, key in that 10 role. I think he has found his feet, especially for this TS Galaxy team. 3 goals that he has scored so far in all competition. He'll be deadly during set plays.
Brad Cross getting it forward. Gaston Sereno losing out. Velasi gives it away. Now Kaizer Chiefs getting on the move. Gaston Sereno clipped from behind, but play on, says the referee, at least for the time being. That's with Sereno still down. Kaizer Chiefs wisely play it into touch. 5 assists in the league for Gaston Sereno, has contributed the most of any Kaizer Chiefs player this season.
He's key, especially in that link up with the front runners. In that instance, getting the ball deep in his own half, driving Kaizer Chiefs forward, looking for that pace of Modi, but clipped in the last minute as he plays that final pass.
Speaking of Modi, he had the most assists for Kaizer Chiefs in the league last season with 4, so Sereno has moved past that mark. Keegan Dolly, incidentally, the season prior to that, also with 4 assists, along with Kama Billiet and Ashley Dupree. The last time that a player made more than the 5 assists that Sereno has in terms of Kaizer Chiefs was Kama Billiet back in the 2021-22 season.
When you're talking about Kama Billiet and you talk about Keegan Dolly, I think about the CBD, but then I'll be giving away my age to say if I know CBD, how old am I?
CBD, which started at one club, was reassembled at another.
The other 2 are gone now. Talking about Castro, no more in the Betway Premiership. Kama Billiet the same, but Keegan Dolly still soldiers on.
After Tijani intercepting. It's a strong challenge made by Nguzibile Ngcobo. Now Tijani last on the score sheet in a 2-0 win against Lamont for Golden Arrows at the beginning of last month, a game in which Keegan Dolly scored an absolute blinder. You're speaking about his ability from set pieces and from range. That was an example of that.
I think when you're speaking about Tejani in that midfield, I love the way that he drives the team forward, hard running, good technique, very versatile, can play in an 8-6 or even an outside 10. And Kaizer Chiefs needs to really watch out for him, jersey number 15.
Coach Boganovic, chatting with him prior to this game, did say that Tijani feels extra incentive when he comes up against Kaizer Chiefs because of the circumstances under which he departed and left under a cloud of controversy. As you see Lilepo there challenging unsuccessfully or illegally for that ball. Doesn't demand him. Played forward. This is his first season as a professional player who was at the youth development of Kaizer Chiefs. Unlucky not to be able to answer the national team call-up. I'm sure more opportunities will materialize in the future.
Yeah, I don't think the opportunity is gone. He's still a young man. He's got that rare left foot that lots of teams need at that left centre-back position.
TS Galaxy were doing something very rare earlier this season as Gaston Sereno tries to take it forward and then combines less than effectively with teammate Wandile Duba. But I'm referring to, of course, Kabini and Demane both being left-footed centre-halves and playing alongside each other. Kabini has since departed to Norway, the mega club there, Molde. And that's why Lungisim Bunjana now, for the 5th time in succession, starts as a centre-half instead of his preferred central midfield role. Clear foul by Sereno on Velase.
I think that's a tussle we need to keep an eye on, with Velase playing in that 6th role, holding midfielder, trying to protect that back 4. Sereno playing in that 10th role, trying to link up with the front runners, Lilepo and Duba, including Modi there. So it's going to be an interesting battle in that middle of the park.
Tijani plays it blind, but Keegan Dolly appreciating the intent. Nasho Miguel going to storm forward and brought down by Victor Letsualo.
That's modern football. Modern football requires a centre-back that will be able to drive out of that defense with the ball. It needs a ball-playing centre-back that will add a numerical advantage onto the next line. And that's something that Kaizer Chiefs has tried to bring to their defense when they brought in Miguel.
Slightly under hits the pass there, giving him Simango, but Kaizer Chiefs able to recover possession here. Nicely worked through for Duba. Brought down just on the edge of the area. Great free kick opportunity here. A lot of credits must also go to Dylan Solomons, who found himself in that a midfield position from his fullback role and played an excellent pass.
That's what will be expected of him, especially when they build up. They've got both fullbacks high up, a good 10, best of pace to be able to find Duba. Duba coming inside using his skills, selling a shimmy to Mgaga in that instance, just outside the box. Now you're asking yourself, there is contact. Here's Galaxy players can protest all they want. Sereno, Ngobo territory. Who's going to take responsibility?
It's really well spotted by Tukuzani Mkhize. Noticed the touch on Duba. So you mentioned a couple of potential takers here. Left-footed and right-footed options. Conventional wisdom says, the textbook says it suits the left footer, but Gaston Sereno might pull rank here.
You also have to look at the right footer, because he has to go over the wall, up and under. I think it's a little bit too close for up and under. You then leave it to Gaston Sereno, the power of Mart, because look at the keeper, he's protecting the left of the screen.
Oh, it's left for Ngobo. Forces a save out of Era, gets down well to deny Gosipile Ngobo, who hasn't scored for quite some time. It's been well over a year since he last netted. That was back in December of 2023, the winner against Richards Bay. Of course, between then and now, he hasn't played an awful lot of football. This is a decent effort from him.
Decent effort. I thought he could have taken it a little bit wider of the goalkeeper, because that's the area that he's protecting. He needed a little bit of that curl to move away a little bit from that wall and then in swing into that far post.
Tape Era struggled for his position at the beginning of the season, but has now started 19 matches, league matches in succession. Just the 7 clean sheets though in his 21 Betway Premiership appearances. But off to a good start in terms of keeping another here.
Yeah, off to a good start. He has struggled with crosses that have been brought in, but he's a good shot stopper.
Right cross, finding Sereno. Ngobo. Escapes successfully, although with a little bit of luck. Turned infield for Yusuf Mart. He was both the hero and the villain against Le Mans Golden Arrows last time out. Struck his penalty onto the upright. Does actually have a pretty good penalty record dating back to his time with Skukuni United, but didn't get that one correct against Le Mans Golden Arrows. Then went on to score for the first time this season from open play. Excellent goal. Then they ultimately lost as Tape Era makes an absolute meal of that and is able to push it away from danger.
Duba needs to be alert. Lilepo needs to be alert. There was no danger when that ball was coming in. I think his positioning was not. He's anticipating a cross and he's not really looking after that near post. Serena's been doing a lot of work running onto those channels, but the positioning of the keeper there has to be questioned. Poor handling in that moment because of the poor positioning.
Oh, Gaston Sereno, that clearly was a shot from a very, very tight angle and some distance out. You may have been watching the Premier League recently, the Italian Sandro Tonali scoring on purpose from a similar kind of position. Now, has Fulemori run that out? Indeed he has. Coach Nasruddin Nabi, across all competitions this season, his win percentage is 43%. It's identical to Arthur Zwane, who did oversee, I think, 9 games more during his tenure, but have identical win percentages at the moment. Just looking at the possession, Kaizer Chiefs have had more of it, more attempts. But quarter hour in and the scores remain level.
Talking about Arthur Zwane, I think they had gone 3 games without a win, Amazulu. Getting a win was very key for him last night, and I think that's where he should be turning the things around for Amazulu, legend of the Kaizer Chiefs team.
Decent corner in, Bruce Fuma gets gloves on that. Now edge of the area, Pusu Tijani was the man to connect with it, and Gaga keeps it moving and won themselves another corner here. By the way, TS Galaxy have successfully navigated the opening 15 minutes, a period of time where Kaizer Chiefs generally are very dangerous. They've scored half a dozen goals in the first quarter hour this season. As we get another look at that intervention from Bruce Fuma.
You're looking at the Kaizer Chiefs team that is using mixed marking. The guys that you're seeing in your picture now, they main mark. The guys in the small box, they are zonal markers. But Litswalo has gone into that small box and says, let's see if you'll main mark me. Mixed marking from Kaizer Chiefs defending this corner. I think Kaizer Chiefs needs to change that. Ngobo picking up Mvelase, who's one of the best headers of the ball.
Velasi using the money as a shield at the moment. Bujana keeps it alive. Gaga sets himself. Got a lot of power behind that on the half volley, and it's a 3rd corner in succession for the Rockets.
When you're looking at these defensive corners, you're looking at Lilepo picking up Zamovic. That's a match in terms of height. But I'm still worried about that Ngobo Mvelase.
Dolly this time tries to steer it in near post. Use of Mart gets it away. Quickly tossed back into play. Tutejani all the way back to Ian. Ngobo connects in the midfield. Mark now. Not wide for Modi. Nicely defended. Here's Simovic. Tejani steering it through for Soli Litsuenyo in a foot race here with Dylan Solomons, and it's the Chiefs man who gets there first, claiming that he played the ball off of Litsuenyo, but will be a throw-in for TS Galaxy.
That's something that we have seen a lot in the modern game, where Solomon started out as a winger, now playing as a fullback. Masia on the other side is starting as a fullback for the first time today. We know him as a winger, and that's what football has demanded. The likes of Dion Otto at Orlando Pirates, the same Tapelo Morena. And if you've got speed, then you can fit in that position.
Nice idea from Tuba, just put a little bit too much on that ball out to Pule Mori. Well, so far, Masia has coped fairly admirably with everything that's come his way on the right-hand flank for TS Galaxy, but Coach Bogdanovic did say that he expects Masia to get forward with frequency, considering he does have a lot of attacking tools, and that he expects Keegan Dolly to tuck more into the midfield and not really hug the line, giving Masia a chance to overlap.
Yeah, that's actually the box that they have. They're playing without wingers tonight. That is TS Galaxy expecting Litsuenyo and Masia to really use that.
An awful lot of set pieces halfway through this first period. There's another for Galaxy. That's a waste.
They've become such an important part of the game, set pieces. this is something that you work on from the training ground, but the execution in that moment coming from Gaga, not what the coach would have desired.
Given his opportunity today, Gaga. Not the deal with Tata Kiba, went the other way, Stellenbosch. Now, up the other end, Wandile Duba. Oh, brilliant cross. And how have they not converted that? Well, Lilepo arriving at the back post has somehow put it wide.
Lovely burst of pace on the side from Duba. He looks at that defense of TS Galaxy and says they're vulnerable on the far post. An excellent ball that means Lilepo to be going back across goal. He goes for that near post. Any youngster watching, you go across the goal, they've got a better angle of hitting target. He does not get it on target, Lilepo, to increase the 3 goals that he has so far in all competitions.
Well, that was just begging to be put away, and a man who started so well in terms of scoring goals since his mid-season arrival. It's really dried up for him. Hasn't managed to net since mid-February. Of course, those 3 goals have a massive asterisk next to them, but yeah, credited with 3. Let's put it that way.
I think when you're looking at the 3 goals, 3 assists, it's 6 goal contributions for him, and I think not being an out-and-out striker, as you can see him drifting wide to this wide area. I think he has played in all 3 positions up front for Kaizer Chiefs so far, but he seemed to love the right-hand side, or that's where the coach prefers to play him, on the right-hand side of that attack.
So approaching the half-hour mark, and despite a whole host of chances, either side has been breached. Incidentally, these were the 2 teams that had to wait the longest to record their first clean sheets of the season.
I think you need the senior players. You need Yusuf Mart. You need the likes of Cassim Serino. Duba has been doing a lot of work, but he's getting frustrated a little bit with that touch. They need to encourage him. He's doing a lot of work. He must not stop working, because he's creating a lot of spaces for his teammates.
Tomo goes short for Serino. Now swings it in from a different angle. It's intended for Ignacio Miguel. Busfuma is keeping another former TS Galaxy man on the bench. TS Galaxy and Kaizer Chiefs links, as you said, Mumuzo, if we were to expand on them, we'd be here all night. Nicely done. Now with Lilepo, looking to make up for his earlier miss, but not a particularly good effort.
Earlier on, we saw the work that Duba was doing. Look at him on that far post, trying to go for that near post. Do you forgive him? Does he see the other pole and think that is maybe the near post? Because there's a white pole that is running straight with in that distance.
It did look like he was just trying to cushion it rather than put anything behind it, but yeah, best opportunity of the game. Duba gets it to Mobo. Can't get over the ball. It was bubbling around, so a difficult one to keep down, but a real opportunity.
That's why I say somebody needs to speak to Duba. He's doing a lot of work. That work that he does in this is just hold up. Bunjani still manages to find a pass. Ngobo with that late run into the box. Excellent. Just the execution for me. Leaning back slightly as he connects to that ball. But it's good to see 2 youngsters that are coming from the Kaizer Chiefs development team linking up to try and get the opener for Chiefs.
16 months since his last goal. Noble. Mart. Solomons showed too much of it to Tijani. Gaga skips away from Mob. Let's swing. Cross in from deep, away by Ignacio Miguel, Gaston Serino, Koskvile Ngobo, Lilepo. Spots the runner on the far side. What an excellent pick out that is. But couldn't hang on to it. Duba trying to make amends, but Keegan Dolly sensing the danger. Letsuenyo. Ditejani has the attentions here of Solomons. Velase can't steer it through for Letsuenyo, and also Ditejani will let it run.
I think if there's something to adjust tactically for TS Galaxy, I'd like to see Zamovic where he is. Find Victor Litswalo on that right-hand side, bring Keegan Dolly a little bit on the inside, because he's doing a lot of work defensively, which makes him not become such a threat when they are attacking.
Now Zamovic pouncing upon that loose ball, but spooning it over. Worrying moment so for Kaizer Chiefs.
That's where you need him. He sniffs around that box. He waits for anything that drops. He reacts the quickest. I think he's already going to the corner flag in this instance, but good work coming from Victor Litswalo, putting his body on the line, slightly leaning back when he's making contact with the ball. That's where he's more dangerous. Tactically, they need to keep him right there with the two centre-backs.
Good defensive work done by Nemane. Not the paciest of centre halves, as Victor Litswalo skies that one, but Nemane reads the game so well. And in the modern game, we are seeing a lot of very, very quick centre halves emerging, but he's more in the mould of the old-fashioned centre back. Just an unbelievable football brain.
Yeah, uses the ball well. Goes into tussles or duels with his all, and that's why he has won most of those duels. That's why he has caught the eye of Hugo Broos.
Indeed, and in fact, I think he's top 3 in several duel-related metrics, especially aerial. Headed clearances, aerial duels won. He's right up there. Well, Kaizer Chiefs have had 8 shots, 8 attempts so far. 3 of those have hit the target, and yet the scores remain level, and it kind of sums up their season for Mutsu. I mean, they're third in terms of touches in the box. They're behind just the top 2 teams. They're third in terms of shots taken. Big chances created, they are third. But here's where it becomes a little bit iffy. Shot conversion rate is just under 7%. That's the 13th in the league. It's 4th from bottom.
With all of those metrics that you've just given about Kaizer Chiefs, that's why I was saying one of the senior players needs to put the hand around the shoulder of Duba, because with all the work that he has done, you will think he's not having a good game. He's having an excellent game, but you need to encourage him to do a lot more of those ones.
Oh, Dylan Solomon's selling Bruce Vuma very short there, and the goalkeeper able to put his boot through it. That could have turned out very differently. Zaimovic battling with Lilepo, 2 of the biggest men on the field. Litswalo can't link up with a teammate. Venasi intercepts. Keegan Dolly can't work the space to shoot. Bulemori too strong for Serino. Goal inexplicably given away. Gaston Serino in the save. Duba following it up. Chiefs capitalise on some collectors defending. And Wandile Duba on his return to the 11 has Kaizer Chiefs ahead. Well, the goal has come at some personal cost. And the Kaizer Chiefs fans are loving this.
Goal number 5 in all competition for Duba. I've been praising him to say he's doing a lot of good work. It's his press that forces the mistake. Serino misses a very good chance. He follows up, he's anticipating. Litrenio gives the ball away. And when the goalkeeper Paris, he reacts the quickest, puts his body on the line. Serino will be disappointed he didn't generate the power that he wanted. Ira will be disappointed in his defense to say they didn't react the quickest when he made a great save. Excellent finish coming from Duba.
I think Litsuenyo catches Duba on the ankle and Bunjana absolutely clatters him after the fact. Kaizer Chiefs have the lead and Wandile Duba now stands alone as Amakosi's top goal scorer in the Betway Premiership this season. He and Mdu Shabalala were both level on 4 goals. It also means that they eclipsed the mark set last season when across the course of the entire campaign, as there's some concern for Brad Cross here, the top scorers in the league, Chivaviro, Dupree, Mori and Saile all scored only 4. So he's now beaten the mark set last season and looking to close in on what Bimini-Mana managed in 2022-23 with 7 league goals.
Yes, you see Cross on the ground needing medical attention. The one thing that Kaizer Chiefs must not be disappointed in going into this first 45 towards the end, towards half time. I think Duba has done excellent work in terms of the movement of the ball to create space for his teammate. He has done a lot of work in terms of triggering the press up top. He's the man that initiates the press. But rewarded correctly so by the goal that he has scored.
So Edmilson Dove is warming up, but they had no intention of bringing him on at any points today. He is nursing a little bit of a knock. There's the man under the spotlight, Solile Sueño. I think he'll have difficulty explaining what went through his mind at that moment.
You can't force build-up play when he's not on. When he loses that ball, he has got 3 yellow shirts that are pressing him, taking away space and time. And that man in your picture benefits. It's Litsuenyo that makes the mistake. He's a seasoned professional that will try and forget about the mistake he has made and continue. Cross about to return to the field of play, but there was no contact to his face.
By the way, warming up alongside Edmilson was Teshin Morris, is back in the squad for the first time since he was injured in that Mamelodi Sundowns game beginning of last month. So good to have another striking option available for Nasruddin Nabi. But at the moment, the man he's installed up front today, the man he's put his faith in, is repaying it. So can TS Galaxy recover? Well, this season, in the instances where they found themselves behind, were mostly under Sead Ramovic, their disastrous start at the beginning of this campaign where they couldn't really claw themselves back into games. But they've only gained 3 points from losing positions this season. But with that being said, under Bogdanovic, they haven't all too often been in losing position. Of course they have, and I mean they were lost in their last game. There haven't been as many instances where they could come from behind. From a Kaizer Chiefs perspective, perhaps a little worrying that they have dropped 7 points from winning positions, which is jointly the 4th most in the league. So they are susceptible to sides coming from behind. And in fact, the last time they hosted a game here at the Peter Mokaba Stadium, Royal AM came from 2 goals down to draw 2-2. A result that is going to be expunged, but stands nonetheless right now as an example of that they can let it slip even from a position like that.
Game management is the word. They need to manage games better when they take the lead.
Serino from range, wide.
He has been lively, the quickest to pick up the second balls. That is Serino. Good positioning. That is Serino's position in the 10 today. I think he has been excellent in terms of his positioning. He has been excellent in terms of being available for Duba whenever he's in position. He has been excellent in terms of distributing those balls to the likes of Lilepo and Modi who are on running.
Dolly giving it away. Soliletonio hacks it into the stands. Kaizer Chiefs hosting a match, playing a home match at the Peter Mokaba Stadium for the third time this season. They beat Richards Bay here earlier, 2-1 win. Game in which Yusuf Mad was man of the match with 2 assists, and then that 2-2 draw to Royal AM came during a period where they actually played 5 out of 6 games here because they were hosted here a couple of times as well. They've played very few games at the FMB Stadium this season, comparatively speaking, just 6. They played 3 at the most Mabhida Stadium and 3 now at New Peter Mokaba. They're actually unbeaten in their last 4 games hosting teams at the Peter Mokaba Stadium since a defeat to Swallows in May of 2023. They do have a fairly good record here, despite the disaster against Royal AM. They have relied heavily on home form this season. 62% of their points have been collected at home. Velase away. Despite his best efforts, Victor Letsoalo can't keep that alive. A man who has had precious little to go on over the course of this game. Victor Letsoalo, who did score against Chiefs in a 1-1 draw when he was with Amazulu last season. As I pointed out, 7 goals in 14 league appearances against Kaizer Chiefs. Terrific record.
I think going into the half, looking at the 2 benches, I think Nabi will be, I think it's a correct call by the assistant ref in that moment. But I think going into the half, I think Coach Nabi will be happy that they managed to get the goal. They're playing at home. The huge support from the Kaizer Chiefs faithful that has come to support Kaizer Chiefs. He'll be happy with that. They were able to create opportunities. They have kept TS Galaxy from creating a lot of opportunities. But going into that halftime break, I would love to see a tactical switch where Letsoalo and Zamovic changes their roles in this game, because Zamovic, for me, hanging around the left-hand side is not really gonna threaten Kaizer Chiefs. But Victor Letsoalo, with the pace and good in 1v1 situation, he can assist, then deliver that ball for Zamovic in the box. That's something that I would love to see tactically maybe in the second half.
Yusuf Mart mostly flown under the radar in this game. Into 2 additional minutes. Tijani. Trying to shake off Solomon. Tossed in by Litsweni. Tijani. Gaston Serena took it away from him. Final moments of this first half, and TS Galaxy do have a corner late on.
Critical phase of the game. You'll see that Mbujane will come up, Damane will come up, Dolly with that educated left foot. They need a good ball, that is TS Galaxy.
Floated in. And Max on the edge of the area. Will be another corner. Good strike from Tlantla.
Excellent, especially with the ball dropping like that, to be able to get control and still get it on target.
Dolly. Oh man, what has happened there? Well, it stayed out, but very nearly for TS Galaxy. And they almost draw level on the stroke of half-time. Does Bruce Wuma get something on that?
Excellent ball by Keegan Dolly.
Oh, he does. That's
Excellent
brilliant.
touch with the boot coming from Bruce Wuma. 7 clean sheets in all competitions so far this season. He's determined to keep clean sheet number 8. Great save.
Well, it was almost the former Kaizer Chiefs development product, Damane, who gets that equalizing goal, but denied by the excellence of Bruce Wuma. Imagine if Mane had scored his first goal against Amakosi. So Kaizer Chiefs this season have got the bulk of their goals in the first half, and they get another here. They've now scored 15 of their 24 league goals before the half-time. That's 63% of their total goals in the Betway Premiership. The question is, can they defend it? Solly Litsweni will have to shake off the disappointment of basically gifting that opportunity to the hosts. That's the second 45 should be good, considering that a side like TS Galaxy will never give it up, and they are chasing third position. Whilst Kaizer Chiefs looking to get back into the top half, they lead after 45 by 1-0. Medication is going to make me sleep. inexplicably given away. Gaston Serino in the save. Duba following up. Chiefs capitalise on some calamitous defending. And what
To say he's doing a lot of good work. It's his press that forces the mistake. Serino misses a very good chance. He follows up. He's anticipating. Litreño gives the ball away. And when the goalkeeper Paris, he reacts the quickest, puts his body on the line. Serino will be disappointed he didn't generate the power that he wanted. Ira will be disappointed in his defense to say they didn't react the quickest when he made a great save. Excellent finish coming from Duba.
goal inexplicably given away. Gaston Serino in the save. Duba following up. Chiefs capitalise on some calamitous defending. And what goal inexplicably given away. Gaston Serino in the save. Duba following up. Chiefs capitalise on some calamitous defending. And what goal inexplicably given away. Gaston Serino in the save. Duba following up. Chiefs capitalise on some calamitous defending. And what goal inexplicably given away. Gaston Serino in the save. Duba following up. Chiefs capitalise on some calamitous defending. Goal inexplicably given away. Gaston Serino in the save. Duba following up. Chiefs capitalise on some calamitous defending. And Wandile Duba on his return to the 11. Goal inexplicably given away. Gaston Serino in the save. Duba following up. Chiefs capitalise on some calamitous defending. And Wandile Duba on his return to the 11.
Of Mart, because look at the keeper, he's protecting the left of the screen.
Oh, it's left for Ngobo. Forces a save out of Ira. Gets down well to deny Gothabile Ngobo, who hasn't scored for
Of Mart, because look at the keeper, he's protecting the left of the screen.
Oh, it's left for Ngobo. Forces a save out of Ira. Gets down well to deny Gothabile Ngobo, who hasn't scored for Oh, it's left for Ngobo. Forces a save out of Ira. Gets down well. Oh, it's left for Ngobo. Forces a save out of Ira. Against Lamont for Golden Arrows. Then went on to score for the first time this season from open play. Excellent goal. And they ultimately lost as Tape Ira makes an absolute meal of this against Lamont for Golden Arrows. Then went on to score for the first time this season from open play. Excellent goal. And they ultimately lost as Tape Ira makes an absolute meal of this against Lamont for Golden Arrows. Then went on to score for the first time this season from open play. Excellent goal. And they ultimately lost as Tape Ira makes an absolute meal of them this season from open play. Excellent goal. And they ultimately lost as Tape Ira makes an absolute meal of that. And is able, given his opportunity today, Gaga. Not to deal with Tata Kiba, went the other way, Stellenbosch. Now, up the other end, Wandile Duba. Oh, brilliant cross. And how have they not converted that? Well, Lilepo arriving at the back post. Given his opportunity today, 25Kaizer. Not to deal with that keeper, went the other way, Stellenbosch. Now, up the other end, Wandile Duba. Oh, brilliant cross. And how have they not converted that? Well, Lilepo arriving at the back post has somehow put it wide. Given his opportunity today, 25Kaizer. Not to deal with that keeper, went the other way, Stellenbosch. Now, up the other end, Wandile Duba. Oh, brilliant cross. And how have they not converted that? Stellenbosch. Now, up the other end, Wandile Duba. Oh, brilliant cross. And how have they not converted that? Stellenbosch. Now, up the other end, Wandile Duba. Oh, brilliant cross. And how have they not converted that? Well, Lilepo arriving at Not to deal with that keeper, went the other way, Stellenbosch. Now, up the other end, Wandile Duba. Oh, brilliant cross. And how have they not converted that? Well,
Great at Johannesburg, French, thank you so much. Great at Soweto, French, Sishiro, French, Tembisa, French is here tonight. Great at Ababo, French. Ayaya Makosi, Ayaya, Atsuji, French is here tonight. Wicked French, Sanbonani, Tavani, French, Ranewoha. My sway, my French is here tonight. Thank you so much. Tiger Sport French, everyone more Battle the French. Thank you so much. Great target here tonight. Thank you so much for your support. Ayaya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So sharp move, it sounds great. You're like, what's up, friend? Thank you so much. Thanks for your friend.
Well, over the years, this matchup between Kaizer Chiefs and TS Galaxy has produced a whole host of draws, but Kaizer Chiefs have the advantage. They'll be looking to cling to it here as they host the Rockets at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. The third time this season that they're utilizing this venue as a home venue in the Betway Premiership. As Wandile Duba, on his return to the lineup, is the man that is giving Kaizer Chiefs the advantage. It took a whole chunk of luck though, and some disastrous defending from Victor Letswalo, or rather Solly Letswenyo, playing a ball blind into traffic, and Gaston Serino wasn't initially able to make the most of it. Tabeira with a brilliant save, but rebounded into the path of Wandile Duba, who gets his 5th of the season. And he is Kaizer Chiefs' top goal scorer in the league this campaign. Looking to make some early inroads here. Now the Glamour boys, Modi can't link up with Gaston Serino. So Kaizer Chiefs are currently winless in their last 7 league meetings against TS Galaxy. Their solitary win over the Rockets came in what was their 2nd ever league meeting. That was during the first season that Galaxy spent in the top flight after purchasing the status of Highlands Park. As Gideon Simango getting a call there is forced to turn it behind. That was a game in which Samir Nukovic scored to give Chiefs a 1-0 win. A man who would later go on to play for TS Galaxy, got 8 goals in the league for them, mostly off the bench last season. Since then, Kaizer Chiefs have not been able to beat the Rockets. TS Galaxy got their 1 league win over Kaizer Chiefs last season. Brandon Peterson was in goal, was credited as an own goal to him. See what the Rockets can make of this corner. Decently swung in. Bruce Fuma with an excellent save as Victor Letswalo looks to get another against Kaizer Chiefs. Looking for his first in the colours of the Rockets, having scored for Role M and Amazulu, Celtic and Baraka against Chiefs in the past. First goal Victor Letswalo ever scored against Kaizer Chiefs came all the way back in the 2016-17 season when he first burst onto the scene with Baraka. In from Dolly. Tijani lifts it back towards the assembled attackers. Clever from Velase to keep the ball moving. Solomons does some decent defending. Now Lilepo. Gets it back. Turn pass from Wandile Duba and then can't link back up with him. No, Pamuto definitely continuing where we left off in the first half, which was a really high tempo and entertaining affair, and even in these first 3 minutes we've seen a few chances already.
Yeah, I think Kaizer Chiefs starting on the front foot again, but also a good set piece from TS Galaxy where Victor Lutwalo could have given them the lead unmarked, managing to get away from Solomons and getting a free header, but an excellent save coming from Bruce Fuma in goals.
Two of Victor Lutwalo's 7 goals against Kaizer Chiefs came in that 4-1 win that Royal AM managed over Chiefs a couple seasons back. Bunjana plays himself into trouble here. Serino, oh man, well, he's been gifted 2 opportunities. And he's not been able to put away either.
Bunjana is playing as a centre-back. He's not a midfielder anymore. You need to respect the zone. It's in your own penalty area. You can't take a risk in your own penalty area. It's not on. Good work coming from Yusuf Mart. Serino should be getting target. Should be 2-0 Kaizer Chiefs.
Oh, that could have been Yusuf Mart's 4th assist of the season, which would represent the most he's ever managed in a single campaign. Now Lilepo.
You should learn from your mistakes. The first goal came from TS Galaxy forcing to build from the back when it was not on.
Right cross to Modi. Nicely done from Serino. Modi. And Lilepo lets fly. Solid Sueño blocks it en route to goal. Dolly dispossessed by Serino. His efforts drilled wide of the mark.
Besides the 2 chances that he has missed, Gaston Serino has been excellent, tracking back to try and win position back for Kaizer Chiefs. He does that so well against Kigen Dolly. Pushes the ball forward, tries to for the shot, doesn't get it on target, but he has been excellent so far this evening in terms of assisting the team defensively, creating opportunities for the front 3. Excellent in that 10 role.
It's now been 4 successive meetings between these 2 sides where at least a goal has been scored. There were a whole host of 0-0 draws between these teams when they first met. In fact, the bulk of the goals scored in this tie have come in 2 meetings that both ended 2-2. Kigen Dolly actually scored in the first 2-2 draw between these 2 sides back in October of 2022. Match in which Kaizer Chiefs took the lead through De Pruya and then saw it wiped out. Dolly lifts that in. Bunjana. Chiefs can't clear their lines. Now Miguel gets it away. Dolly doesn't have the pace to keep it in. Well, apart from the 1 league win that they have, 1 win apiece in the Premiership across 9 meetings. There've been 2 cup meetings, the famous one in 2019, Zakelele Pasa scoring from the penalty spot late on in that Nedbank Cup final, then again in the Nedbank Cup in 2022, but that time in the first round, Augustine Chidikwem scoring another 1-0 win for TS Galaxy. Now Ngobo has given it away. Puso Tijani would have loved that if it had flown in.
I love what Yusuf Mart is doing. Look at Yusuf Mart just calming everybody down to say mistakes happen. The young man should know, shouldn't be receiving in a fancy way that he does in that moment. It's close to his penalty area. Unlucky for Tijani to get it on target. He needs to respect the zone that is in Ngobo. Frustration for the coach because he knows it's a good opportunity. Hit target, they're back in the game.
Lilepo wins that battle with Zaimovic. Cross, Serino, now Yusuf Mart. Obo manages to keep the ball for Kaizer Chiefs. Tijani intercepts well. Simango makes amends, having initially given it away.
I think Kaizer Chiefs have found the balance, the pace of the front three in Modi, Duba and Dilepo. Then they've got the technical quality of Sereno together with Ngobo in that midfield. Then Yusuf Mat just guarding the two. I think it's an excellent balance in the lineup tonight.
Solomons can't keep it in. TS Galaxy against Gauteng sides this season have 2 wins from 6 games. They're yet to win away against a Gauteng team. In fact, their record since entering the top flight, they've played 46 league matches against Gauteng teams. They've won just 13. And away against Gauteng teams, they've won just 3 times in 22 away games, losing 11, and they are winless in their last 4 against teams from Gauteng since Vilase scored against Supersport United in April of 2024. So TS Galaxy are the first to look to the bench, and this change is going to provide a little bit more spark in terms of attacking play. Tom Vilase is withdrawn, and Spesihle Maduna coming on in his place, dropped for this game after his performance against Marumo Gallants, but did have a decent outing before that against Amazulu and was sensational against Supersport United in the 3-1 win that they managed last month.
I think when you look at that and you ask yourself, what is the coach thinking? They have not been on the ball, TS Galaxy tonight. They've been an outfit that builds up since the new coach has taken over. They've been an outfit that are able to keep position for longer periods. So Vilase being a defensive midfielder, that is more to break play. They bring in Maduna into that central zone to try and look after the ball.
Tijani has done tremendously well here, setting up Letsoalo, can't fire the shot away. Dolly capable of controlling that time around. Miguel works it successfully across field. Giving him Simango. To Boomer. The last time TS Galaxy won, that was in the first meeting of last season. Gibnim Simango was caught on the ball, and Hugo Vidal was set up for a shot that ricocheted off the post, back onto Brandon Peterson and then into the net. So credit is an own goal for Peterson. Solitary win for Galaxy in league meetings with Kaizer Chiefs. Tijani can't put in the most effective cross. He's got it again. Maduna, Jana. Poor ball from the skipper.
Poor ball, no pressure. He needs to be doing better in position because he was playing in that 6th role, dropped into that centre-back role because he looks after the ball very well.
Yeah.
good circulation so far with the ball since Maduna has come onto the field of play.
Munjana, man of the match in his first game as centre-half against Cape Town City, a match in which he also scored a goal, so it's now 5 games in succession since Kabini's departure. TS Galaxy had been on a 4-game unbeaten streak before losing last weekend to Marimba Gallants. They've actually lost only 3 of their last 19 league games and 9 wins in the mix. 18 of those have been under Adnan Beganovic. They've only been defeated in 1 of their last 9 away games as well, and that was the 4-1 loss to Mamelodi Sundowns just a couple of weeks after beating Sundowns at home. They continue an unwanted trend tonight of still not having been able to keep a clean sheet on their travels this season. The last time they managed a clean sheet away from home was a goal to draw with Skukune at the tail end of last season, early May 2024. It's now a run of 16 games without an away clean sheet, so that's will be an issue for TS Galaxy, and probably one that they've already identified. As Titejani goes on a run here, teasing Simango, stands it up for Victor Letsualo. Bruce Fuma punches. Zamovic just wanted to direct it towards goal.
He's getting that momentum that is Titejani on the left of attack, right side of defense for Kaizer Chiefs. Nippy feet, digs out a cross, trying to find Letsualo. Miscommunication between Vuma and also cross in that distance, giving Zamovic an opportunity, does not get it on target.
The Chiefs holding on to the lead that they managed to grab inside the final 10 minutes of the first half through Duba. Cross flinging a boot at that, getting it clear. Modi in pursuit. Munjana, despite having a massive head start, only got there marginally ahead of Modi. By the way, Kaizer Chiefs came into this game 1 point worse off than they were at the very same stage last season, where we know that come the end of the campaign they had accumulated their lowest ever points tally jointly with the 2020-21 season, 36 points. And if they win tonight, at least set themselves up for a strong top half finish, and maybe they can even hunt down some of those teams occupying the positions 4 and 5.
He's got a difficult job, Maduna, already on a yellow, just coming in a little bit late in terms of timing his tackle against Serino. He's got a big job to keep him quiet, because Velase so far. Somebody going to the grandstand.
This is a time where we've actually seen a player get a red card from the bench. Last season, when Kaizer Chiefs hosted TS Galaxy here at the Peter Mokaba Stadium, interestingly, Brandon Peterson got a red card fairly late on from the bench. Is that Bernard Parker who gets it?
Oh, yeah, Bernard Parker gets a yellow card, something that he said to the assistant ref. He still doesn't agree. These are always difficult for commentators to explain, to say, yeah, gets a cut. What did he say? What did he do? What happens between him and the assistant ref?
So even when the storyline takes us to the bench, the TS Galaxy and Chiefs connection persists.
Connection, the dots, they keep to continue to connect Kaizer Chiefs and also TS Galaxy.
The last 2 meetings between these 2 sides have seen both teams score. They met earlier in the campaign, 16th of December. Cabini opened the scoring. Chivaviro managed the equalizer in the last minutes. And the game prior to that, their second meeting of last season, was a 2-2 draw. Frankie Chivaviro scoring twice in that one, including a really good free kick. He is the leading scorer in this tie is Chivaviro with 3 goals. Spiwa Mahlangu, who got a brace in that very same game, including a penalty after Nielsen's handball, is the only other player with more than 1 goal in this fixture. That was a game in which Nielsen Dove was actually sent off just before the half-time break.
Talking about Dove, I think a good job so far on Keegan Dolly from Cross, who's operating at that left-back position tonight.
Dove has kept him out of the team since his return. Pule Modi now. Still Modi. And that's when you're unsure of who was lurking. Goes for safety first.
Take nothing away. I think it's an excellent ball. As soon as Modi is going wide, you need Lilepo on his bike to attack that far post, but he's jogging in. And that's something that the Kaizer Chiefs technical team needs to correct. The opposite winger needs to become the second striker when the ball is on the far side. And I think Lilepo letting the team down. They only Duba in the box.
Outswinging delivery. Zaimovic doing the defensive work. There's Mbunjana. It's his 150th top flight appearance this evening. It's a poor pass from him. And has forced Marcia to make a rather ill-timed challenge. Not his first, if you recall, in the first half, had Gaston Serino's reminding him, he's saying, that man tripped me in the first period.
I think, again, we're seeing what happens later on with Mazia making that challenge. Yes, I think it's a bookable offense. He mistimes it. Breaks a promising attack for me, because once Modi picks up that ball, he's going to go on that attack. But for me, it's Mbunjana again, yet again making a risky pass to his fullback in that instance. And I think Mbunjana is the man that needs to correct his passing range tonight. It has not been up to the level that we know him for.
24 of his 150 top-line appearances came in the colours of Highlands Park. He was one of those players retained when TS Galaxy bought the status of the Lions of the North. Pule Modi up against Keegan Dolly, drawing the foul.
Would Kaizer Chiefs have preferred advantage in this instance, because he leaves both of them for dead? That is Pule Modi. Maybe play advantage, let him go. Did he only blow the whistle when the ball went out of play? But good skill coming from Pule Modi. Miguel will go up, Cross will go up, so will Musimango. They need a good ball into that box.
From Serino. Off the ball incidents. Sees TS Galaxy get the free kick. And then initially gave it away. The player fouled. Kaizer Chiefs, if they can hang on here, will equal the number of games that they won at home last season. They managed 6 wins at home. Currently on 5 as things stand. And looking for another clean sheet as well. Of their 5 clean sheets this season, 4 of them have come at home. Done a fairly good job of shutting out TS Galaxy up to this point. Brad Cross. Can't find a way past Dodd. The Chiefs, for the 3rd time this season, have lost 2 in a row, but never 3. So we're hoping that they can hang on to this lead here, so that fate doesn't befall them. They're also winless in 3 for the 3rd time this season, but they've never gone 4 winless. They always break the streak, and it looks like tonight again they'll be doing it, as we confirm for you another yellow card, this time for Wandile Duba. Scoring again tonight for the first time since early January, when he got a brace against Stellenbosch. Espiwa Matlangu, top goal scorer from last season, preparing to come on here. He's the only player, when he touches the grass now after coming on, that has played in every single one of TS Galaxy's league games this season.
That's the yellow card that Duba received. It was for that incident. But you're looking at Pua Masango about to come on. He operates down that right-hand side. A lot of pace, good in 1v1. Finishes the moves in the box. For me, coming in, they're looking for goals, and that's a man that got 10 goals in all competitions last season. Already on 2 this season. Can he add on to that 2? That's the question. Where will he operate?
Right, the challenger Maduna does Gaston Serino. And again, referee rules in his favor. He goes down just on the edge of the area. Atlanta Mgaga can't believe it. He's the supposed guilty party.
Maduna is on a yellow already. But he's the man that is close. His challenge was not punished. The challenge that was punished was that of Gaga. Litswalo going off. Masangu coming in. It means that Zamovic will go to that 9 position. You can see the instructions clearly. Keegan Dolly, I think, will move to that 10 role inside, just behind Zamovic. And Masangu will operate down the right-hand side, looking for his pace and his crosses to be able to feed balls into that box of Kaizer Chiefs so that Zamovic can try and finish.
So Tabeira assembling a 5-man wall, it appears.
They are going direct for the power of Lilepo.
Oh, Lilepo. Well, ups to caress it towards goal and try and find the top corner rather than blasting it, but perhaps, as we had originally anticipated, power would have been the better option. As Chiefs record their 14th attempt of the game.
He's got the ability to do both. Sometimes I've seen him go for the lace technique to go for power. This time he went for placement and more technique.
Oh, recovers. That's given him Simango after his initial mistake, but TS Galaxy still have the ball, and Spiwa Matlangu links up here with Zamovic. His cutback is pretty good. Dolly can't get enough of that, and already we're seeing Zamovic further up the field influence the game more positively than he was previously.
Good tactical switch, I think, coming from the technical team of TS Galaxy. Dolly was not offering them much on the right-hand side, but he's excellent in terms of picking up spaces in the pocket.
Oh, brilliant from Gaga. Oh, can he find the ball through? He does. The flag has gone up against a man who really would have loved an opportunity to make amends.
I think the refereeing team is looking at Lithuania leaning forward. I think that's what the assistant ref is judging in that moment. But what an excellent turn from Mugaga in that midfield. Turn, lovely turn, drives forward, gives that pass.
TS Galaxy playing today their 13th away game in the Betway Premiership. They need just one more victory to record more than 3 in a top flight season for the very first time, and they are also 3 points away from matching their tally from 2 seasons ago. 17 points, it's the best they've ever managed on the road. And they're still very much in this one with a quarter hour to play. Asha Miguel is down at the moment.
He's one of the regulars. He can be cramping. Is it a calf strain because he receives? Maybe a calf strain. And Kaizer Chiefs faithfuls must just be hoping that it has nothing to do with the Achilles tendon. I hope it's the calf. If it's the Achilles,
yeah,
it's gonna take longer.
Well, they have Zita Konika and Edmilson Dobe as their 2 possibilities to come on here. And Ignacio Miguel, just judging from his reaction, feels like he's done himself a fair bit of damage here and will not be able to continue. The magnificent Peter Mokaba Stadium. What a venue this is, and the Kaizer Chiefs fans, despite their team's difficulties, have turned out in their droves tonight. Also might see the reintroduction of Tashreeq Morris after his injury. Now struggling with a knee.
I think Duba has gone quiet in the second 45. It might be 2 factors. Not a lot of balls have been played for him to run onto. He's a striker that relies on that supply. He likes to use the space in behind the defense. They've not done a lot of that centrally, Kaizer Chiefs. In the second 45, it's more of Modi threatening down the left-hand side. A little bit quiet centrally and also on the right-hand side.
Oh, Ignacio Miguel might have thought for a moment that he'd be able to continue, but as he put weight on that right leg, it was very apparent that they will not be able. Kaizer Chiefs having to play with just 10 men at the moment. Hart appears to have stepped back into that centre-half role for the time being.
Good leadership, good reading of the game. They can see that they need a body in that zone, so he's occupying that zone.
Well, they get a corner out of this equation. And they do. Ignacio Miguel went on just so that I think he could delay
Miguel is on the field. I need to see that jog. I need to see him going back, Grant. How was he able to put weight on that injured foot?
And Nielsen more than capable of playing as a left centre half and as a left back. Patrick Morris warming up behind him, or preparing himself behind him.
I think what will happen is that Dove will slot in at that left centre back position and play exactly where Miguel was operating. It might be Duba also making way.
Oh, what he's done is just buy them a little extra time. And they'll be restored to their full complement of 11 players now. And Milson Dove is on.
Aerially very sound. 1v1 defending very good.
In comes the corner, Bruce Wuma with another save, and it's in. Bundled over the line. And the man who's making his 150th top flight appearance has got the final touch. Well, Chiefs have to rejig at the back, and almost immediately they concede.
Is it the commentator's curse? I said is very good aerially. Just before I put a full stop to my sentence, it's Dove. He gets the last touch. He makes the save, that is Vuma. It comes off Musimango. I don't even think that Bunjana gets a touch, because it does get the last touch. But how unlucky can Bruce Vuma be? It comes off Dove, he makes a great save. Then it comes off Musimango, and Bunjana gets it in the back of the net.
Well, it hasn't been his best game in terms of a defensive outing for Lungisi Mbunjana, but he has restored parity here. His second goal of the season comes exactly a month after his first, scored on the 5th of March against Cape Town City, also away from home, and also an equalizing goal.
When you're looking at Dove just coming in, I feel sorry for the player. I feel sorry for the player because he was not ready. Because I think before he comes on, they tell him, quickly come. There's an injury, quickly come. Was he warm enough? That's the question. Did he warm up enough? That's the question. His first touch, he nearly scores an own goal. Bruce Vuma makes the save. Then it comes off Musimango, and then Bujana puts it in the back of the net. How unlucky can you be? But when you look at this fixture, head-to-head, last 5 games, Grant, it's 4 draws and 1 win for TS Galaxy. In the last 9, before tonight, I think it's 7 draws.
7 draws, and 78% of their matches have ended in a draw. As we see another 2 changes. Novo Duba will depart. Morris making his return. George Matlo in the middle of the field, replacing Novo.
I think a good return for the 2 young boys that are graduates of the Kaizer Chiefs development team, Duba and also Novo. I think they had a good game. Coming in is Matlo, looks after the ball very well, uses the ball very well. A different type of striker. When you're looking at Wandile Duba, he likes running onto the channels. When you look at Morris, he wants the supply, he wants the ball to his feet, he wants to hold up the ball, he wants the ball on his head so that he can finish very strong aerially. Will Kaizer Chiefs provide the supply for him? That's the question.
Kaizer Chiefs looking to hit back. Era has that in his clutches. Well, what has happened in recent times is that this game has started to produce a lot of goals, having originally seen a whole host of 0-0 draws when TS Galaxy first entered the division.
We asked for balls to be played in, we asked for crosses to be played in. An excellent cross coming from Solomons. It just needed Morris to attack that near post.
This game was definitely now there for the taking. Marks looking for an option. Modi getting away from Matlang. And Gaston Serino was offside, involved himself in the play.
Look at Villagaz, he says, no, just get my paper, I want to play. Pundo Villagaz is like, no, enough of that, of the drama, I need to play. Trying to get the attention of the fourth official to say, I want to play.
Matlo. Solomons. Tijani. Dolly. Zaimovic. There's Maduna. His wicked corner resulted in TS Galaxy's equalizer. It's looking good from the Rockets. Masia. And everyone in the TS Galaxy dugout believes that should have been a corner.
But there was Jesse tagging. See, actually they just lose their footing.
It does come off the toe of Pule Modi though.
Looking at Sereno as a good game, but in the second 45, a little bit quiet. Bunjana, a couple of mistakes in the build-up play, but also a good game. But I've also been impressed by Gaga in that midfield. That I think he has had a very good game, initiating play, linking up to the midfielders with the front three.
It looks to be a last throw of the dice for both teams. Dushabalala, Pundo Bilakazi for Kaizer Chiefs. TS Galaxy look to be making a couple changes themselves. In fact,
no matter young Vilakazi wants to play, guys, and they're wasting his minutes. He has been complaining.
TS Galaxy bringing on Siema, as well as Sopsic, Dolly and Damani make way. Therefore withdrawn alongside Pule Modi, Vilakazi and Shabalala on. Vilakazi, the player who's been used most from the bench of any other player in the Betway Premiership this season of any team. And Dushabalala, who, although hasn't been starting as regularly as he was at the beginning of the season, starting pretty much every game until a little injury, and then in January. Since then, in and out of the 11, but he's still third in the division in terms of chances created, behind only Kaleta Makalwa and Wilibawile Mofokeng.
I think the injury disturbed his rhythm. That is Shabalala. 4 goals, 2 assists so far for Kaizer Chiefs. He's been excellent in that 10. Sometimes being deployed in that wing position, he has done so well for the team. But the injury, I think, hampered his progress.
Into the final minute of regulation time. Leaves the ball behind. Villigazi. Now Diteshani. Still he continues on. Finding Mahlangu. Mahlangu's ball in. Turned away for a corner by Msimango.
You'll see that Mbunjani will go up. Dimana will go up. The target will be Zamovic. They need a good delivery into that box.
Up-swinging delivery from Sovcic. Zamovic into the gloves of Bruce Vuma, looking for an option. Wants to play it long. No one's giving him that option.
Looking for runners. It's an opportunity to go on transition. It's an opportunity to use the space, because the defense of TS Galaxy had gone up for that set piece. No one giving him an option. Frustrated Bruce Vuma.
Five minutes of additional time. Enough time for something more to happen. Maduna wins it. Zamovic can't keep control of the ball, and it's been flung out wide here for Solomons. Good ball for Morris. He chested down for Shabalala. Maduna picks out Ditejani really well.
Gotten stronger as the game went on, Ditejani. And I think that battle between him and Solomons, he has edged it tonight.
Villigazi asking too much there of Morris. Siema cleaning up. Tapeira thumps it forward. So Mark gets his head behind it. Mahlangu sliding it through. Ditejani! Oh, what a story that would have been. He knows what a good opportunity it was.
Onside. Excellent ball by Mahlangu. He's looking for that dink. Too much power. Great opportunity to steal the points away from home from Ditejani. I think he's cramping. He has gotten stronger and stronger in that second 45. But what about that ball from Mahlangu?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Mahlangu was exactly the change they needed at exactly that right time.
Looking at that lack of pace on the right-hand side, he has injected a lot of pace for TS Galaxy down the right-hand side.
Now Yusuf Mart towards Morris. They're behind it.
Yusuf Mart flies one to the strength of Morris. He can't generate a lot of power because he's backpedaling.
Milltown challenge there. Kaizer Chiefs want to play on. The whistle's gone and play had not been restarted. Mahlangu into the book.
Late. The ball is long time gone. Gets a piece of cross. Correct call by the refereeing team.
Shabalala intercepted. It's 2 balls on the field. That's why Holt has been called to play here.
Are we looking at 10 games between the two teams, 8 draws?
Looks like it.
Or somebody can steal it at the end.
Just seconds remaining. There's been a flurry of yellow cards towards the end of this match. Morris, the latest recipient.
This might be the last opportunity. I think the draw will make the Tears Galaxy bench happy. A point away from home. Kaizer Chiefs, they'll feel in front of a full house here in Polokwane.
In from Sosic. Final whistle has gone here. Kaizer Chiefs took the lead in the first half. They saw it wiped out in the second. And still, the winless run continues for Nasruddin Nabi and Amakosi. They go 4 games winless in the Betway Premiership for the first time this season. Lungisi Mbunjana on the occasion of his 150th top-flight start in South African football from close range, profiting on a mistake from Edmilson Dove. His first touch after entering the fray was to turn it towards his own goal. And that man, Puso Ditijane, former Kaizer Chiefs youth product, could have won it at the end. Slipped through brilliantly by Spiwa Mahlangu, but firing it over the bar. An interesting game. And for the 3rd time in succession, both teams score in this tie.
I think an opportunity to steal it at the end for Ditejani. Unlucky not to get on target. I think an excellent first 45 minutes from Kaizer Chiefs. Everything they did was correct.